Guys, MMA Game here, bringing you another video. This video, we are going to be talking about what I think UFC 4 should bring back from UFC 2. And in this video, if you agree with this, make sure to head kick that like button so the video can get more exposure and attention on it, and we can see if we can actually get this change implemented into the game. And I know you guys, a lot of you guys have been saying this in the comments, and I'm sure some of you have already guessed what this change is, and it is the knockouts from UFC 2. I actually went back and watched some of the trailers for UFC 2 where they were talking about the knockout system coming from the first game, UFC, the first one, EA UFC, into UFC 2. They made a big change, and that was the knockouts. So again, guys, if you want to get the most exposure on this video, to get it seen by the developers and get some changes actually implemented into UFC 4, don't forget to head kick that like button and also subscribe to the channel for more UFC 4 content coming your way. But I'm just gonna let you guys hear a little bit of what they were saying when UFC 2 was about to come out in their trailers, when they were talking about the new knockouts for UFC 2.
No matter how you choose to take the fight to your opponent, our all-new physics-driven reactions make every impact and every finish unique. Every finish unique.
Every finish unique.
And let you bring the sport's jaw-dropping moments to life in the most realistic and rewarding ways possible. In EA Sports UFC 2, we knew that if we wanted you to truly feel the impact of every strike landed, our in-game fighters would have to feel them too, reacting in the most realistic ways possible. Enter the new knockout physics system. From simple setup strikes to devastating haymakers, new hit reactions provide organic visual cues that let you know just how much you've rocked your opponent. Land that knockout blow, and you'll experience the most true-to-life physics-based knockouts ever seen in an MMA game. And every finish becomes a unique, visceral experience.
Every finish becomes a unique, visceral experience.
So whether you're starching or submitting your opponents, bringing the competition to its knees and the crowd to their feet has never felt this satisfying. Has never felt this satisfying.
Has never felt this satisfying.
Or looked this real.
All right, so as you can see, they did a whole new knockout system. It was physics driven, and the whole thing was that all the knockouts were unique, and it was pretty much like ragdoll physics. No two knockouts were the same. I will be showing in the background of this video as I'm speaking, I'll be showing some of the knockouts from UFC 2, some UFC 1 knockouts, and then the knockouts from UFC 3 and the knockouts from UFC 4. And you can let me know in the comments what knockouts you guys like the most and what type of knockouts you would like to see in UFC 4. And as I was saying, from the trailers, they talked about different things. They talked about the uniqueness of the knockouts, and this is a big thing. Another thing that was said in an interview before the release of UFC 2 from Brian Hayes was he was saying that each knockout is like an individual, it's like its own snowflake. So snowflakes are all different. So that was like the philosophy with the knockouts in this game. And my reasons behind why I would want to see these knockouts put into UFC 4 is that when you have this type of knockouts where there's no canned animations and like every single knockout's going to be different depending on like the physics of the directions that they're moving and what strikes you're throwing, is that it adds to the replayability of the game greatly because it just never gets stale. I remember with UFC 2, you know, you might get a little bit bored of the actual gameplay, but the knockouts would always be exciting, and it would always be a surprise of what type of knockout you could get. Now, with certain type of strikes, you would see similar knockouts, but it was always something a little bit unique about it. And as Brian Hayes also stated in one of those trailers, it is one of the most satisfying, it was some of the most satisfying knockouts in any MMA game that I've ever played. And that even goes back to basically UFC Undisputed 2009. None of the games really had knockouts like UFC 2 in my opinion. And one of the things that people don't like about the UFC 2 knockouts was they would say, some people will say that they're too crazy, but you know, with a game you can sort of tone down the physics if you don't want it to be as crazy. But the overall philosophy and the way it worked was unlike any other game. So that's another reason why is the satisfaction you get from getting a knockout. You want a knockout to feel very satisfying. If you're playing the game, you want to feel a reward and when you actually land a big knockout. And the knockout is arguably the most exciting part of MMA, of the UFC, is a knockout. So you want to spend a lot of time, in my opinion, on making sure the knockouts are extremely exciting and putting a lot of focus and attention on the knockouts, because in MMA, that's pretty much the most exciting thing, is when there's a knockout. And just like in real MMA, you never know what the knockout's gonna look like. Just like your boy Forrest Gump said,
you never know what you're gonna get.
So you never know what you're gonna get when you get a knockout. So I think they should bring back that philosophy. I think they should bring back the knockouts from UFC 2. If you don't want to have them as crazy with the people doing backflips and such, then you can tone it down. But I think it should have the exact same physics-driven knockouts with the same logic of every single knockout being its own individual snowflake. And I will say that when I was playing the UFC 4 beta, I did get a few really cool knockouts. So, you know, it is possible to get some pretty cool knockouts in UFC 4 that I've experienced from the beta, but there's nothing like the feeling of those knockouts from UFC 2, in my opinion. It was just, they were just completely epic. So in conclusion, guys, if you agree and you want to see the UFC 2 knockouts brought back, the same idea and logic from those knockouts with the physics, ragdoll animations, make sure to like the video to get as much attention on it as we can, and possibly get the video seen by the developers and get this change implemented. Also, in the comments below, let me know from UFC 1, 2, 3, or 4. I mean, 4 is not out yet, so you don't really know. If you played the beta, you get a small taste and some of the gameplay from the trailer. But let me know, what was your favorite knockouts from any of the UFC games from EA or any past MMA games. Let me know in the comments what was your favorite knockout system, how they worked from any of the games. And also hit that notification bell button and subscribe to the channel for new content. UFC 4 videos and live streams coming soon. August 14th is the date for UFC 4. So guys, let's try to get these knockouts crazy. I mean, if you can have good knockouts in the game, I just really think that it adds a lot of suspense, excitement, satisfaction, and replayability. So that's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Till next time, this has been MMA Game. Peace.